1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Hello everyone, my name is Colette Stein and welcome to this week's episode of the Cronkite File, a show that makes sure to cover all aspects of the media. We'll be talking about a wide range of topics, so brace yourself and prepare to be informed. To start off the show, let's throw it over to Lauren, Jenni, and Adrian with local, national, and even finance news.
In Phoenix news, the race for the arts is on. Arts educators of the downtown Phoenix community and around the state gathered early Monday in the Herberger Theater Center for a one-day conference. The topic, the importance of incorporating arts programs in schools.
The arts have always played an important role in my life, and I am passionate about supporting their inclusion in our schools.
And every student, regardless of skill or talent, has something inside them that they need to express. And I think arts education provides an amazing forum for us to hear those voices, to see those expressions, and to find ways to bring those forward so that other people get to see and experience that.
Many of the attendees believe that students' success is directly correlated to the involvement in the arts. The question now is, how will local legislators respond to the call for arts funding?
In national news, according to the New York Times, at least 13 people are dead and dozens were left injured after a highway bus crash early Sunday morning outside of Palm Springs. The bus was not equipped with seatbelts, but did pass safety inspections just a few months before. The tour bus was returning from a casino trip on its way to Los Angeles when it forcefully hit the back of a large tractor trailer, completely demolishing it. The condition of the truck driver at the time is still unknown, but the bus driver was among those killed.
Well, I'm Lauren Marshall.
And I'm Jennifer Alvarez.
Now over to Adrian Marsh with financial news.
In financial news, one of the biggest questions right now is whether or not Chairwoman of the Federal Reserve Janet Yellen will raise the prime interest rate this December. According to Reuters news agency, rising wages due to fuller employment are predicted to increase inflation. How does this affect college students? Well, those out there planning on borrowing money for next semester's tuition could be paying a lot more in student loans than this year. Same goes for graduates looking to buy a car or a house. The interest rate currently stands at 0.5%, and although Yellen isn't the only one on the Federal Reserve Board, she wields great power and is likely to make the increase happen. Back to you, Colette.
Thank you, ladies. Now let's move our attention over to entertainment, shall we? This past week, one celebrity relationship was legally ended and another was finally born. Here's Elora, Matiella, Jade, Alanso, and Emily Taylor with all you need to know.
Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom finally signed off their divorce. Long enough, right? They both reached property settlement and signed legal documents. This process has been taking forever. I mean, Khloe filed for divorce in 2013. It's 2016, people. 3 years to finally settle a divorce? Wow, I never want to get a divorce, let alone get married. But TMZ recently reported that Khloe signed for divorce in 2013 has been stagnated for 2 years, trying to figure out if she wants a divorce or not. Lamar Odom almost OD'd and died a year ago, and Khloe dropped the divorce, but refiled this year after it became apparent to her that Lamar would not stay off alcohol and drugs. Under California law, Khloe has 6 months from the time of filing to get a sign-off from the judge, which won't happen until December. But unless something radical happens, they'll be single before the end of the year. And since we're talking about the Kardashians here, something will probably happen.
And now with some good news, let me present you all with this major key alert. DJ Khaled welcomed his first child live on Snapchat yesterday morning, and by morning I mean 2:05 a.m. to be exact. He and his fiancée Nicole Tuck named their beautiful baby boy Asad Tuck Khaled. He was born at a healthy 7 pounds, 14 ounces, and 21.5 inches long. The entire process was broadcast live on his Snapchat, as an estimated 6 million followers virtually experienced the whole thing. It's as if we were all right there with him through it all. E-News reported that Khaled was even playing some of his own music, including I Got the Keys, right as little baby Asad was being born. Khaled's rep shared with E-News that the meaning of Asad is lion in Arabic. This is so great. I mean, DJ Khaled is officially a father as of yesterday. That's all we have for us today, but now let's throw it over to Emily Taylor with more on the Respect Awards.
Last Friday, several celebrities took part in the Respect Awards put on by the Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Los Angeles. The event included appearances by Julia Roberts, Kate Hudson, and Connor Franta. The night celebrated individuals and organizations making a difference in the lives of youth within the LGBTQ community. Kate Hudson was the recipient for the Inspiration Award for her work with the Mind Up campaign under the Hahn Foundation, started by her mother 13 years ago. Hudson expressed how close to her heart this cause was, saying, quote, "To create any real change and real movement, we all know it starts with our children in their home environment and in their schools," end quote. YouTube star Connor Franta was recognized as the hashtag Game Changer Award winner for his LGBTQ activism. Fellow star Tyler Oakley took to Twitter to express how proud he was of his friend, calling him a hero. Julia Roberts presented the Visionary Award to Jess Cagle. Roberts celebrated her 49th birthday that night and said what she really wanted was for people to make donations to Glisten. She playfully said, quote, "I'm going to be 49, so a $49 donation would be great," end quote. The night was a success and raised about $1.1 million for the organization. It's refreshing to see so many celebrities coming together for a great cause. Back to you, Colette.
Thank you, girls, but let's be real. The baby will probably get a pep talk every day. It'll go a little something like this. "You smart, you loyal, I appreciate you." All right, enough with that. Let's throw it over to Misha and Jade with sports.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to this week's episode of the Off the Top, your weekly source of unbiased and unrestricted sports news. I am your host, Misha Tsatskin, and I'm here to talk to you about the potential history-breaking World Series matchup, and on the other spectrum of the defensive snooze fest that conclude this weekend's football gauntlet. Let's start with the World Series. This World Series is momentous for a lot of reasons. The Cubs haven't won the World Series since 1908. Cleveland hasn't won since 1948. This makes this matchup the longest drought in between World Series. But here's the funny fact. The Cubs fans seem to get this in their head that they have an easy road into victory lane. But here's the problem. The Cubs have the best starting pitching staff in the playoffs. But the Cleveland Indians also have had one of the strongest offenses going in. And they've also been on a heck of a win streak. If you count only one loss in the last series, they have a heck of a ride getting into the World Series. Now on to a snooze fest in the desert. Sunday night ended it with the most remarkably boring game in Sunday Night Football history, in my opinion. 0 turnovers, 15 punts, 2 blocked kicks, and to end it off with 2 missed field goals, leaving Bruce Arians' face looking a little bit shocked. On both sides of the field, the offense was stagnated. There was no real run offense. There was no real passing offense. The defenses played to their utmost position, but really there was no leeway here or there. While that defensive standoff ended the weekend, this Wednesday will sure be a doozy, as the Cavs roll out their championship banner and the whole sports world watches as the Indians attempt to halt history in the making. That's all for me. Now I'll flip the switch on this week's episode of Off the Top and hand it off to my fellow sports anchor, Jade Hanson.
College football keeps heating up more and more every week, and I think the same will hold true for this weekend's games. I have a couple predictions to make, and I also want to hear from all of you guys about one of the games. To start, we have Nebraska versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin has this game. I have them pulling an upset easily. Nebraska definitely hasn't had the toughest schedule, while Wisconsin has actually gone up against a couple legit contenders. I take Wisconsin in this game without a doubt. And then we have Washington and Utah. Siding with most college football fans, I pick Washington over Utah. The Huskies have just been absolutely dominant, and I don't think Utah has what it takes to match up against Washington and hand them their first loss of the season. But enough of what I think. I want to hear from you guys now. Clemson versus Florida State. Everyone I talk to keeps going back and forth between the two, and I can't seem to get just one answer from anybody. Some people think that Florida State is going to pull off an upset on their home turf. They've had a tougher schedule than Clemson. Clemson has had it too easy so far this season and are going to get a big wake-up call from the Seminoles. What do you guys think? Comment on this video, leave your predictions, and I can't wait to read all of them. That's all I have for you guys today. Back to you, Colette.
Thank you both. As always, your sports commentary is right up to par. Throughout these past months, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton have kept us on the edge of our seats, and it's now finally coming to an end. The public is finally submitting their votes, eagerly awaiting to see if their preferred candidate will win. Here's Austen Bundy with the details.
Thanks, Colette. It seems like just yesterday we were naming the nominees for president, but today we're just 15 days away from naming the next president of the United States. Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton continues to lead Republican nominee Donald Trump in national polls, but what really has pundits scratching their heads is how an originally safe Republican state like Arizona could go blue this November. Clinton leads by 5 points here over Trump. Senator John McCain is facing a stiff fight from his Democratic challenger Ann Kirkpatrick, and Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio, known nationally as the toughest sheriff in America, is down by 15 points to his Democratic challenger Paul Penzone. Arizona was declared a battleground state by CNN and MSNBC about a month ago, as soon as national polls showed Clinton and Trump near or in a dead heat. If you haven't sent in your absentee ballots, you better do it now. Early voting will continue up until Election Day, and you can check where your voting precinct is online. But for now, that's the way it is on both sides of the aisle. Back to you, Colette.
Thank you, Austin. All right, everyone, that's all we have for you this week. Make sure you check out our website, cronkitefile.net, for articles, weekly videos, and more. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share this week's episode. We love your support. My name is Colette Stein, and this is the Cronkite File.